What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Tarvis Sotomayor, and I'm here to talk to you about this.
We fight.
Whose side are you on? Captain America, Iron Man,
You just started a war.
Black Widow,
You know what's about to happen.
Winter Soldier, Black Panther,
Where'd they find this guy?
Falcon, War Machine, Ant-Man.
Final warning.
I could do this all day.
Marvel's Captain America Civil War.
A film that, me being a nerd as I am, I got my Marvel shirt on with all the superheroes on it. Me being the nerd that I am, tonight was a huge night for me. No, it wasn't just Cinco de Mayo. Nope. It was the release of Captain America. And I went to go see it. I went to go see it out here near my home in Arizona. And I must say that I have to go and see it again for two reasons. Number one, because the movie is awesome. But number two, because the sound sucked at the movie theater. I mean, if you're going to give someone a blockbuster movie, at least give them the blockbuster movie feel. So I have to go and find me a AMC, probably somewhere in Glendale, and watch it again this weekend. But it surely is worth it. And as you can see from some of the scenes from the trailers behind me, the movie has a great look and it has a great feel. So what I'm going to do is give you guys my movie review, minus the spoilers. I know a lot of people who give movie reviews kind of put spoilers in it. And I'm not really good at giving movie reviews, but I am good at telling the truth. And the truth is, I went into this movie with high expectations and I came out satisfied. The movie addressed this whole idea of Captain America, whom I wasn't really a big fan of because, well, I thought it was kind of cheesy bringing this guy from the 40s and now you're going to bring him into the modern age. After seeing the first one, the funny thing is, I saw the second one, The Winter Soldier, before I saw the first one. And when I went back and saw the first one, I thought it was great. And I loved the way that they touched on a lot of things, especially how the Winter Soldier was locked up. I think this was the end of Ultron. And when he was locked up with his hand on the inside of the, whatever you call it, they actually addressed that. And I love the way Marvel addresses a lot of the endings of their movies. So I think that's pretty cool. But I wasn't a fan of Captain America. Now I think he's one of the best characters in the Marvel Universe. Simply because they make him, even though he's supposed to be the upstanding, righteous square, they actually make him a likable character outside of the idea of he's a perfect guy. They actually, with me, I like him more than I like Tony Stark's. And Civil War actually pits the two against each other. As you can see it building up in a lot of the others, including the first Avengers, the second Avengers, and now. It's a great matchup because Tony is more of an egotistical person, and the character of Captain America has no ego. He just wants to do right. And he's also a man not in his own time. And he's also a man who was created by the father of Tony Stark. So it creates a lot of dichotomies here inside of this film. The film picks up with them having to deal with the Sokovia incident, them having to deal with New York, them having to deal with everything. And in that process, of course, with S.H.I.E.L.D. falling and everything happening around them, what do they want to happen? Well, they want to put more control over the superheroes. They don't want the superheroes to just run around and just pick and choose what battles they want to help, because a lot of people have died. Now, this movie does something that I didn't expect a comic book movie to do. And that was to make me think, laugh. There's also a few places in there in which it actually makes you cry. This superhero movie, to me, told a great story, and it just included superheroes. It reminds me of the telling of the story of the Titanic. The story was called Titanic, but the boat was just a scenery for everything around it. And these guys being superheroes is just a scenery for everything around it. That's it. It tells a real human story, a story of revenge and a lot of people wanting revenge, and the revenge in a lot of cases being justified. So that to me took me by surprise, and I love that angle. Also, it introduced what probably is going to become my favorite character, and I'll tell you why in another video. It introduced the Black Panther. And I thought it was going to do a cheesy job at introducing the Black Panther, and the Scarlet Witch, I didn't really understand her because her character is weird. But what's funny is they were able to take all of that talent, all of those people, make you like them, make you like how they fight and what powers they possess. I mean, let's be honest. What does Clint do? A guy with a bow and arrow. And they made him address it in the last Avengers, which was still kind of cheesy because it doesn't really explain what they need him for. But in this one, and I hope they do a little bit more with him, because he seems like a character you can develop. Along with the Scarlet Witch character, she's now starting to find her own niche in this movie. The Vision guy actually loses a lot of what I thought he gained over the other, a lot of the power that I thought he had in the Age of Ultron. It appears like he lost, he lost a lot of it. But I love seeing Bucky. I love Bucky and Captain America teaming up. I think that was, for those of you who know the comics, you know what's going to happen. But to me, you can watch this movie and not have seen any of the other movies and get an enjoyment out of it. And to me, that's what makes a movie impressive. The standalone ability, that you can watch it, not know a lot of the backstory, enjoy it so much that you want to know the backstory. And that's what this film does. This film also brings in the much awaited Spider-Man. I didn't like the Spider-Man in this movie. I didn't like the age they brought him in. I didn't like what they did with his Aunt May. And maybe some of you guys who are probably more into the comic books than me can tell me, if you saw it, why the Aunt May story and the Spider-Man story seems to have changed. And do you like where Spider-Man entered into the movie? But all in all, the movie was probably the best movie I've seen since the first Avengers. And after going back and watching the first Avengers, I think this tops it. Because the more I watched the first Avengers, I think it was just more of the Hulk, a lot of cheesiness, and glad to see them all together. This one, the characters make jokes about themselves. I love to see the Ant-Man in there. I love to see his fighting ability. I'm telling you, the Ant-Man in here is going to make you laugh out loud in just one scene. But they still keep it serious because right after the laughing moments, it gets real intense. And it gets so intense, I got up in my seat and was like this. That's how intense it got at one part in the movie. It does a great job of ending, even though you know there's another Civil War coming out. It does a great job of having an end to it. And I think that Marvel's doing a fantastic job, other than the Fantastic Four. But I think Marvel's doing a fantastic job of having their movies, even though you know there's another one and another one and another one coming out, the movies actually end. The characters' power, their fighting style. I love the Falcon. I hate the War Machine. Hate Don Cheadle's one of my favorite actors. He does not need to be War Machine. They need to get someone else. It doesn't make sense. As a matter of fact, he appears to be older than Tony Stark, but it should have been a younger guy, I would assume. But anyway, you watch the Spider-Man character. The Spider-Man character, after a while, he does grow on you. To see Spider-Man in there with them and to see his powers, it actually makes you want to see his standalone film, unless you're like some of us and have gotten tired of them rebooting this film. All in all, I give this movie an A+. I walked out of the movie theater feeling great. Even the after the movie scene and the after that movie scene made me feel really good. And it's like you want to see more and you anticipate what each character is going to do. How are they going to rectify the conflict at the end? Because there's still more conflict there. I recommend everybody to go see this film. It's a film for everyone. And I think it's the best thing. Deadpool is still probably if I had to say, because I'm going to go watch this again, if I had to say this year, this movie topped Deadpool. And I love Deadpool. My daughter loved Deadpool, although she shouldn't have been watching it. And we saw it 2 times ourselves. I think I've seen it a total of 4 times. And I still think this movie tops it because this movie tells a great story, has a great arc, pulls a lot of emotions out of you, laughter, sadness, just anger. And I loved seeing the Black Panther. Sorry, Love seeing the Black Panther, and I think you guys will like the outfits of everyone, the fights. The fights are well choreographed. Each person fighting, it feels like they're fighting, and you don't know who's going to win. The fight between the two sides at the end, it becomes brutal, is the only way to describe it, which is amazing because they're all friends, and you're watching friends go at each other. You're watching friends attack each other. I think you guys should go out and see it. This is my movie review. Maybe I'll get better at it. Maybe I won't. But go see the movie. I enjoyed it, and I believe you will too. Badass.